Hey Wastelanders, today's video is going to be lanyards, and I'm going to tie this lanyard, attempt to tie this lanyard on camera. Welcome back, Wastelanders. I'm going to attempt to show you how I make a paracord, or make a lanyard, knife lanyard, using paracord. And since this bead has got a big hole, I'm using 750. So I need to prepare the ends. Lightly burn the ends. And squash them down. And then I'll do this end. I mean, I'm not a professional. You can see I use a lighter. I think professionals use they usually use these jet lighters that just heat up the paracord. So I just use a regular lighter, and this is the lighter I'm using, the Titan light. It comes in an aluminum holder. This is, the ends are haphazardly prepared. And I picked this knife because it has a very big hole. I have many knives that I couldn't fit a 750 power paracord through, including even 550, which was the normal cord I use. So, okay. So it's primarily it's even on the ends. So this 750 cord is very thick. You could take the strands out, but I like to leave them in if I can. So just put it down. I take one hand in this, and I fold it under the cord in one hand. And I take the other hand and I feed it through the loop, and then I feed it back through the same loop, and if you can see, it basically is a snake knot. I mean, well, you can see the snake knot. Then I just pull it tight. I usually like to get it close, but not up on top of the hole. So I have to pull it tight, each string, and so that's called a snake knot, and that's a very simple knot. And everybody's asking me how I do them, but that's how I do them. And I'll show you one more time. I take the left strand, and I basically wrap it like this. It goes it goes under this, and it's so basic. You just feed it through, keeping your finger on the connection, and you just pull it tight, and you just feed it back through, and you can see it's the same knot. You just slowly work it up tightly against the other knot. Just pull with all your might, because 750 cord is it's almost unworkable for knots, because you have to pull very tight to get them to knot up or lock in. And so that's 2 knots. And I don't get into lanyards that are already made and then you just feed it through the hole and then tie it, work it through itself to attach it. I wanted all my lanyards to appear like it was made for the knife, so I learned the basic knot and I stick to it, because you can basically use any length of cord and tie the knot. You don't have to like measure out anything. You can just, if you use longer cord, you'll get a longer knot. If you use shorter cord, you'll get a shorter knot. And if you have at least 2 knots, and if I cut it off right here, that's basically a lanyard. I mean, the lanyard serves the purpose of giving you extra grip or yanking it out of your pocket or a backpack or anything else. So I'm just gonna do 2 knots, and I'm gonna feed the bead through. So, and this bead is, I got lucky, it's for beards, and so it's quite large. You can feed a lot of hair through there. So most beads wouldn't work with 750 power cord. Even some beads don't work with 550. So I haven't decided. You can just leave the bead loose and like tie a couple other knots and let the bead loose. Like say I was ended in a knot in this, you can let the bead hang loose, but I'm gonna push the bead all the way up on the knot, and then I'm gonna tie another knot. So again, this is the left side string, so I'll end up rolling it under itself. Like, it's just, I'm holding here, and I just basically go through the loop, pull it tight, well, not super tight, and then go back through the loop, and then I'll turn it around so you could see the knot forming up. Sorry, I'm trying to look through the camera, and it's basically easier to like not look through the camera and look at the actual knot I'm pulling. So that's the end knot, and you could basically end it right here. But I'm going to tie another knot just to be, but everybody asked me to do a tutorial, so I'm attempting to do a tutorial, and hopefully I didn't confuse you. So sometimes I have a hard time deciding if I want to end the knot right up against it and cut it off and then burn it up against it. So when I use 750 power cord, it sometimes likes to work itself loose. I wish I had a vise. I would clamp this in the vise and then pull. But since I know the 750 power cord usually likes to work itself loose and then have to be tightened up again, I'm gonna end it with a little, maybe something like that. This knife sharp, but I just didn't have it against the edge, if you're asking. So I'm going to end it like this, and then I'm going to maybe I'll have to get a fancy lighter, jet lighter, to do power or paracords and melt that instead of using real fire. I used to just use matches. So that's the paracord, and I hope you liked the tutorial. I'm going to attempt to learn a box knot, and that's a little bit more involved. I'm going to attempt to do that in the future. So, how do you like this lanyard? It's probably not one I would stick with it. I'll probably end up replacing it, but at least the knife's got a lanyard now. I haven't been carrying this knife, so but I will now because it has a lanyard. I can easily rip it out of my pocket. So the video is number 8. Yeah, number 8. Well, number 3, but backwards, counting down. Number 8. I'm counting down to 0. So thanks Wastelanders, for joining me. Bye bye.